First, I would like to thank everybody that came. Mr. John Paley, who was the last one who arrived. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. Hopefully, you are going to be one of our guest speakers. Maybe I'm just inviting you right now.
Thank you. Men and women of commerce, fellow Iranian Americans, pillars of our community. Good day. From the beginning of our time on this planet, what set man apart and elevated him above other creatures of earth was his ability to cooperate with his fellow men in attaining community that which could not be attained individually. This ability to cooperate has long been existent and predominantly responsible for the success and survival of our culture as Iranians. We have Jewish, Muslim, Sunni, Shia, Christian, Zoroastrian, Baha'is, and many other religions of Iranians. Iran is comprised of Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Qashqaris, Turkmens, Mazandaranis, Gilakis, Baluchis, and other ethnicities. Dozens of languages, and just as many dialects are spoken there. Our historical or genetic ability to cooperate as Iranian is reflective in our lives as Americans. We thrive as Americans. We revel the freedoms and opportunities provided in this blessed land. Our numbers are considerable and growing. The last US census grossly underestimated our population. Recent surveys conducted by 670 AM KIRN, Radio Iran, and in conjunction with UCLA, put the numbers of Iranian Americans between Santa Barbara to San Diego from 700,000 to 1 million. Our community scores highly, considerably above average in all areas measuring levels of income, education, wealth, employment, and standard of living. We hold critical position in commerce, education, government, science, and technology. We, my friend, are living the American dream. We own businesses, properties, and provide services in every sector of commerce. We coach Little League and take part in PTA. We pay our taxes and make political and charitable contributions. We are assimilated Americans. But is that enough? American society, as you all know, is the most multicultural and diverse community of human race, comprising of many races, religions, and ethnicities, each carving its own niche by sacrifice, sometimes voluntary, sometimes mandatory. European Americans made the original pilgrimage and accepted all the hardship of conquering a foreign and inhospitable land. African Americans bore the burden of America's initial financial success on their backs, literally. They participated in wars and put their stamp in American culture. Chinese Americans built the railroads and other labor-intensive projects. Hispanics provide the manpower currently moving the machinery of American economy. What will our legacy be for future generations? How will they say we acted as Iran and America edged closer to war? If America were ever under attack, Iranian Americans would be the fiercest soldiers of war. But why not be warriors of peace, while the situation still permits? We Iranian Americans owe our country, America, a great deal. It's no longer enough for us personally to reconcile being Iranian and American. It must be done on a national level. We must take upon ourselves as patriot Americans to ensure the reconciliation of accord which decrease the current hair-trigger atmosphere, thereby allowing real eventual changes to take place in Iran. The changes which could have been unstoppable were it not for our validating martial law in Iran by our actions and words. We are highly visible as Iranian American individual, yet completely invisible as Iranian American community. The Iranian American community must speak and act as one. You may laugh, as this has never been the case in our recent history. I agree, we do tend to label each other for our different views. We rush to judge each other as too left or too right, too westernized American or too radicalized Islamic, and everything in between. This can be avoided if we learn to live and behave as Americans of Iranian ancestry, rather than Iranian exiles living in foreign land. This is our home, where we live and work, raise our children, and bury our departed. Most of us would not last 1 month in Iran before missing California and being homesick. Yet we observe each other's point of view as Iranians, as monarchists, socialists, communists, nationalists, of any other kind of East, without realizing that only impact we can have within America is through democratic participation and capitalistic unification. We have learned the benefit of capitalism, yet avoided her social responsibilities. We know how to make vast amounts of money and multiply it through investments, trade, and entrepreneurism. Yet we need an American organization to create an independent radio so vital to our community. But why couldn't we do it for ourselves? So much could be accomplished if we set our petty differences aside. We have enjoyed the freedom of democracy while ignoring the participative duty to get involved. Vote and be counted. Vote and be counted. Our history of autocratic one-man rule has always encouraged Iranians to limit their involvement in politics, to blind support of a leader. We want democracy in Iran for 78 million people living dispersed under authoritarianism while not being able to practice it here with 1 million local Iranian Americans here in Southern California. Why not create a model for Iranian democracy here where it's easiest to implement? We must put more Iranian Americans in positions of power. District attorneys, congressmen, senators, mayors, councilmen, state senator, who knows? We may not succeed immediately. But imagine the power of our community can achieve in merely coming together. We will have a voice, no matter who is elected. Maybe then we can look back to Iran and claim the right to transplant democracy abroad, because we practice it here. Maybe Iranians will look to us here and realize then a model of Iranian democracy exists from them to grasp. We should create a model for them to look at.